things only. Turn the page. On tour, there's an interesting little paragraph that tells you all the kinds of things, the learning that's going to take place with topics related to culture, politics, art, history, religion, architecture, geography, but most especially literature. So it tells you that part of this course is the learning that happens there in all those forms. But then what you specifically have to achieve for a grade is this portfolio. Like I said, it will continue through the trip. So it's everything we do before the trip and on the trip. And then you're also going to be journaling while we're there. And your journal is like 300 words a day in any journal of your choice. And you're just documenting like what happened, what you learned, what was funny, all the inside jokes. Like it doesn't have to be academic in nature. The process of journaling is academic because it's taking these experiences and making an official artifact of it. My journals from my study abroad experiences have become some of my most treasured possessions because then, I mean, you forget things, but when you go back, you're like, oh my gosh, yes. You want to know the coolest experience? In my journal from Ecuador in 1996, I met a guy that I thought was kind of cute, but we weren't dating, but I write about him in my journal. I ended up marrying him, and I have the documents of my first thoughts of him. It's pretty cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 couples that went on the England trip that are now engaged or married. So, and they got together on the England trip. So you never know what might happen. Let's look at the last little line before post-tour. Students will collect data, conduct interviews, journal ideas, and garner videos, photos on the topic of the value of the global classroom. Here's what this looks like practically. If you're in a moment in England and you know, okay, this is a cool moment, and you have a feeling this could be transformative in some way, like it's an academic light bulb or it's a spiritual moment or something, you're going to look for ways to document that. Like take out your cell phone and start snapping pictures, or press record and video it, or like I still remember this amazing encounter I had with a man in a bookstore in Haworth, England, and I would just need, like I wish I had a video of that moment, you know. But anything that you can have. If we're in a cathedral, you pick up one of their brochures, or I don't know. There's a million ways that this could work. But at the end of the trip, after we get back, you're going to be putting all that together into a presentation of how you grew through this experience. What was the value of this for you? So that's why you're going to want to collect things and sound bites and audio files and videos and pictures or whatever you can to help show that moment. Under post-tour requirements, that's it. It's that you're using the research you completed on tour to complete a Prezi of defining moments that express the value of the global classroom. Look under grade weighting scale. The reading assessments that were listed on the previous page, those all add up to 35%, which is the heftiest category. So what you do with Canterbury Tales assessment and what you submit as part of this or that, it's all listed there for you, but that's 35% to make sure that you're reading. If you know now, yeah, I'm just not going to read. I'm going to Spark Notes it, I'm going to watch the movie, and I'm going to see if I can skate by with a C. Leave. I mean, that's not what we're trying to accomplish. I need you committed to reading it. In fact, I have chaperones usually each year who say, I want to read too, so that when I get there, I understand all of this. And I admire that because they understand what the meaning of it and the value of it. So I need you committed to, Ms. Seffo has really narrowed a whole semester down to this little package of great info and the very best books, I'm gonna read this, then that is represented in that 35%. Your movie reviews are 20%. I think there are 4 and then 1 optional that you do for that. The portfolio, which I've talked about a couple times already. The travel journal that you're doing while we're abroad, and the Prezi that you do after we get back. That's everything. Okay, so you can see then, portfolio, travel journal, and Prezi is worth what percentage? All of it together. 45. So 55% of your work comes before we leave. 45% comes while we're there and once we get back. So you see, you can't, even if you committed to doing everything on the front end, if you don't do what we're doing there too, you don't pass, or vice versa. Okay, we are going to take about a 5-minute break, so at 10:20 I'd like to get started again. There are cinnamon rolls and goldfish for you to have a snack, go to the bathroom, get some water, see you back.